Hi everyone, my name's Lizzie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. This is just going to be a talk about some things that I've posted that I feel like I need to express further. I'm getting a lot of questions like, are you okay? But I'm just kind of an honest person, and I put my feelings out there because I know 9 times out of 10 someone is feeling similar to that. But before I do that, I am going to do I had to break for a while. Like I said, my grandma got out of her medical rehab, and she's been in there since before Christmas. So my poor dear grandma had to spend Christmas alone and New Year's, and so we're very excited she came home yesterday, so we're going to see her. Also, my big sister turned 40, and I did something with my mom yesterday. Now I'm going to do something with my dad for her birthday and see grandma, 2 for 1 type of deal. So I'm going to be gone for a while, but later tonight I'm going to do a Valentine's Day departed loved one message. I've been pulled to do that. I was kind of staying away from it and focusing more on love until after Valentine's Day, but Spirit's like, no, that's the people from beyond the grave want to give a Valentine's message to their loved ones. So I'll try to push out 2 of those because I haven't done them in a while, but definitely going to get one. You might get one tonight and one tomorrow. It depends on how I feel. It takes a lot out of me to connect to Spirit. So I'm not going to promise 2 in one night, but you're definitely going to get at least 1 from me before Valentine's Day and 1 on Valentine's Day. I can commit to that. But enough about work stuff. I've posted, I think there's 3 texts that kind of went off on everyone, or 3 messages that kind of lit up everybody's. My dad was texting me, I've been very open in the fact that I am dealing with postpartum depression. I'm a seasoned pro at this, but I feel like every time I deal with this, I'm facing something new about it. And the truth about postpartum depression is, yes, we all have similar side effects, if you will, similar symptoms of it, but really, genuinely, every woman experiences their own form of it, and it affects each woman completely different than the woman next to them, in their life, behind them. It is different for everyone, so I become more vocal every time I learn something new, because maybe this time of me going through it was like somebody else who went through it before, and I wasn't talking about what they were feeling. This time I've had a problem with chemical imbalance, so the depression hits a little harder. And although it has helped me with my insomnia, which I've also been open about for a few years, I struggle with sleep. However, with this round of postpartum depression, sleep is all I seem to want to do, and I can sleep very well, which is actually a godsend in all the madness. However, it's very hard to get motivated. It's very hard to get up. It's very hard to be positive because it's like your brain has a lag in it. And with all of us being cooped up inside and not having places to go, I think why it's so hard for me this time is because I can't just get up and go to work and take my mind off it. I can't just, leave my house. I can go to the grocery store. That's about it. It's not fun. So not being able to get up and get out. There are things I've been trying to do. Working out releases endorphins that make you feel better. But then I was going through waves of 2 or 3 days I'd work out extra hard, and then the 3rd day I can't get up. I can't get motivated to do anything. So although I'm a seasoned pro at this, and I know in my brain, the counselors are like, you gotta get yourself up. You gotta get up, take a shower, eat some food, get up. And then I would literally just lay there, my pajamas all fucking day from morning to night. I couldn't get myself up. Even being pro at this and knowing what I need, there are days here and there that I just can't. I can't seem like I don't want to talk to nobody. I don't talk to anyone. I'm quiet all day. I just stare at the TV. I'm not even watching TV. I'm just all in my head about pain and traumas, and that isn't good to be sitting and dwelling in it. And I feel like a lot of us, even if you're not dealing with postpartum depression, you're dealing with some kind of depression, and a lot of people are having those days. why am I here? What is my purpose to life? Like, I lost my career and this, where do I go from here? That's a very real feeling for me. I finally got into a job that I really liked, was very creative, something I could do for until I retired, and now the business went under. It's not there. I don't have it to come back to. So I'm starting over on ground zero, and when you're already dealing with depression, that is a very intense, it's already intense anyway with feeling grief and loss, but then to have to start your life all over and not know what direction to go into, it's so much harder to deal with that. And it's not just me. Millions of people are facing this. Whether you worked for someone else or it was your business, we're all having to start over. And nobody knows where to go from here. Finding work is extremely hard. Like, even McDonald's has a waiting list to get hired to. Like, where I live, there's not a lot left and not a lot hanging on. And there's a lot of competition for these jobs. So there's hopelessness. We all know that unemployment ends, the extra money for unemployment ends the second week of March. And there's no talks of extending it. All we hear is everybody's out of money. So the second week of March, I'm back down to $214 a week. That's not even half my paycheck. And we're all facing that. People with kids. There's no jobs. It's not like we're just sitting at home. Like, this is what my issue is with the Democrats. Before Biden got in, before they took over, all of last year, when Trump was really I don't support Trump or the Republicans. This is not like a, yay, go Trump. But the only thing I did appreciate about Trump is he genuinely was trying to get help and money directly to us people who were losing everything. He stopped, for a time, stopped people getting kicked out of apartments because they were behind on rent. For a time, we didn't have to pay student loans. All under Trump. Biden, I didn't get the stimulus check. I'm supposed to get the stimulus check. I literally lost my job because of COVID. I'm still out of work. I'm the prime person to get the $600 stimulus. The person I lived with got it. Everyone else around me got it. I tried to call. I tried to figure it out. They just shoved me to the next person. Nobody has any answers. File your taxes and we'll give it. These motherfuckers have taken my taxes, all of it, all my federal, all of my state, because I can't afford the balloon payment to my tuition. I can't pay that a month and eat and keep a roof over my head. So even though I'm paying every month, I'm still behind in their eyes. So they take all of my taxes, all of my state. So that $600 that they're going to add to my taxes, they're taking it. I'm never going to see it. So no, they are not giving me any help. There is no money. And there's millions of people like me who haven't gotten it, can't get a hold of people. They take their taxes because we're behind. This is what people don't understand about the poor. Rich people, they get their taxes. Whatever, they pay their taxes. They might not get some back because they have to pay in. But poor people are supposed to get money back. They're supposed to. On what comes out of our check and our income, we're supposed to get our taxes, and that's supposed to give us a leg up to pay off bills, and that's how the system is set up. But if you ever in your life go to school, you will not get your taxes. They will take them. They take them right from you. You never see them at all. You have to pay, also have to pay to get your taxes done, to get zero back. It's not like they say, here, have $100. You know, we're not going to take all of your taxes. Here's $100 to maybe help you. Like, even if they gave you like 5% of your taxes. And no, they take all of it. There's no fighting it. So, the $600 stimulus, I'm never going to see it. You never helped me. And I'm drowning in bills. For right now, we get $300 extra in unemployment. So technically, I'm making $512 a week, which is half of my check. And I can function on this until the second week of March. And there's no talks of them putting any money back out there to help people still who can't find a job. In areas like mine that work isn't available, we're having people die every day from COVID. Our hospitals are, we're shut down. Like, there's nothing that we can do with the jobs that we have. Like I said, there's so much competition. So they're out here thinking we're sitting at home, not doing anything, when really, there's no work. There's no fucking work. Even McDonald's has a waiting list for a fucking job. And we're still in a zone that's very closed down. Like, we can't have events. We can't do things. We're all in house arrest still. Like, most of the country's doing well. We're not. Okay? So I feel like it should be by the area. If we get that extra money put in, when there's more jobs for us and it's less competition, and I'm not competing with 300 people for a part-time job, then take the money back and stop helping us. But, so we're out here fighting, and nobody's listening. The Democrats, the reason why I signed up to be a Democrat, why I've been a Democrat most of my life, they're technically for the underdogs. Since Trump got in here, and whatever, and this coronavirus hit, the Democrats have been against and kicked us in the teeth the whole way through, blocking that help getting to us, blocking medical coverage. Trump, although he's a bad dude, at least acknowledged that we need it, and we need it now. Biden is saying that, and he's not doing it. I didn't get the money that he said he was going to give us, even though that was under Trump. This $1,200 stimulus or $1,400 stimulus, guess what? The $600 stimulus didn't find me. You think the $1,400 one is going to find me? Fuck no. No, it isn't. They're liars. They did nothing but stop us from getting aid. Every time Trump tried to get money to us, I do realize sometimes that the government didn't have it. And just in our opinion, and what we've been seeing, at least in my state, in New York, which is a Democratic fucking state, we are disgusted in the Democrats. You are not for the underdog. You are for the 1%. You are for the rich people. You do not care about us unless you're a minority. They're focusing on blacks and Hispanics and their rights, and they're forgetting that most of the country has no work, no food, can't pay their bills. In the middle of fucking February, heat's getting shut off. But let's focus on things that we can focus when the coronavirus is over. I'm not against those things happening, but we have bigger fish to fry, and all they care about is getting the woman president in, dealing with immigrants, dealing with getting equal rights to black people, which, yes, I support. But you know what? We need to feed our people, and we need to get people back to work. And we need to recognize that there are no jobs in most areas to go back to, because most jobs went under or went overseas. So what are you doing about that as an issue? If we can't work, we can't make money. We can't make the economy get back where it needs to go. We can't reopen these schools and get people back to colleges. Can we focus on that, please? Democratic fucking Party. I will not call myself a Democrat anymore. After this year, after all the shit you've done with our evictions, it was the Republican Pelosi bitch who made most people get evicted. Thank you very fucking much. I want to hear it from the Democratic Party. You have not helped. I am the underclass. I am the poor. I am directly speaking to you. You have not done shit to help us. We are starving. We have no work, and we have no hope in you. We feel hopeless because of your actions. At one point in my life, I would have been applauding the Democrats taking over. Now I'm terrified. I'm losing sleep over what they're going to do, because they can't get their shit together. They focus on one thing, and that's it. But anyway, so I went on about the Democrats. Like, I don't list myself as a Republican. I'm not a fucking liberal. I'm not a Democrat. I don't want to belong to any of these fucking parties. You're all a disgrace. You're not helping. You're setting our country back. We should have never pulled us out of work. I strongly believe that, and most of my poor, impoverished people agree with that. We'll take our fucking chances, okay? If we get COVID and we die, that's on us. But we should have had a choice in losing our jobs and closing down everybody's doors. We don't have the luxury to sit around and wait. March will be 1 year since this shit began, and most of us are still out of work and have no job to go back to, and we never got a fucking say. Where's the vote? You want to save people? You want to protect people? Upper class, middle class, you have that luxury. Do you know how much poor people work through? Broken bones, bronchitis, strep throat, the flu, the common cold. The flu kills people on a bigger level more than coronavirus, okay? So fuck off. We work through that. We'll take our fucking chances. That's what we want. We want our right to work back. We want all the companies that went under because they weren't getting aid to get back out here so we can go back to work. All these factories that no longer exist because they went overseas because they couldn't handle the fucking taxes. Get them back. Do something, fucking idiot Democrats. That's how we feel. The poor, the third world country people that are in our own country that you think are out in Africa, we're actually right under you, starving, losing everything, no running water, no heat, no food to feed our children. We're not in Africa, we're right here in your fucking backyard, and you don't give a shit. We're over it, we're fighting, we're done. This Democratic Party is nothing but celebrities who don't know the realism of what we face as people, and they don't genuinely give a shit about what we need, about listening to what we need. They just do what they think we need, and they have no realistic projection to base their fucking facts on. Get your head out of your asses. You're destroying us and you're killing us more than the coronavirus. You know how much the suicide rate rose in the third party, which I call the poor people? We're hopeless. We're hopeless. The day Biden got elected into presidency, nooses everywhere. I'm not fucking joking. As much as we can't stand Trump and we believe that he's a bad guy, at least he helped us. At least he saw the poor people. At least we were on the fucking roadmap. We're not on the Democrats' roadmap. I fucking know. This president is horrible. He's worse than Bush. I cannot deal with it. So, that I was just speaking in general about how my class, the poor people, the one that's getting hit the most in this virus, we have things to say too. And we have a right to fucking speak. Just because we're not celebrities and we don't have billions of dollars doesn't mean we have logical fucking things that we can put towards this country getting back on its feet. But you don't give us a voice because you're too busy passing the fucking mic around to fucking celebrities who don't know shit. If they had to live like we did for a week, they would fucking kill themselves. You think I'm joking? They're not. I'm not joking. I hate the Democratic Party. I hate the Republican Party. I hate this government. And that every single person, if I took a poll on people who are in my fucking class of poor, that would win. Do you hate the Democrats? Yes or no? Majority would say yes. Do you hate the Republicans? Majority would say yes. Do you hate the government? The majority would say yes. And guess what? There's more of us than there will ever be of any of you. And if we rise up and we fucking stand in the middle of the throughway, which is extremely dangerous, we're dying anyway, fuck it at this point. You've never seen a riot like what's coming in March. I promise you that. Do something. You fucking waste of space. Jesus. So, off that, because I could go on a rant for hours. So the depression thing, I was dealing with that, and I was talking about what it's like to have a short fuse, and like, even going to the store, and now they're saying double up your masks. Wearing one mask makes me want to have an anxiety attack. Breathing, having it close to your, I suffer from anxiety. This whole time, every time I go into a store, I've been pretty good. I haven't had an anxiety attack, but I swear to God, the minute they started going on about how we should wear 2 layers, I couldn't breathe for like 2 minutes. How am I supposed to go work a job when I can't even tolerate I don't know what it does, how it triggers my anxiety. I've never had claustrophobia before, but that's how I'm genuinely feeling. Like I cannot stand something touching my face. It just triggers my anxiety. And there's millions of people like that. Like we literally have to pull it down for just a second just to take that breath. or we're gonna have an anxiety attack. And then if you do that, someone in the store fucking yells at you, like, put your mask back on. We're just trying to breathe. Now you want us to wear 2 layers? Fuck out of here. I'm so sick of wearing masks. It literally does nothing. I know that it makes you all feel safe, but scientifically speaking, it's already airborne and you're already fucked. So if you're gonna get it. Like, a mask ain't gonna save you. Gloves at this point aren't gonna save you. It's annoying. Keeping 6 feet apart, nobody even does that anymore. It's annoying. There's all these stickers all over. We just walk. We're over it. It's been a fucking year, and the numbers are still going up. So you're not being effective. You're just making our lives annoying. And by the way, if you look outside, you know there used to be cigarette butts, bottles all over the ground. Now it's disposable masks littering the earth. Everywhere I go, you just see layers of disposable masks that people just throw. So, you got rid of your plastic bags, good job. Now you're polluting the earth with fucking masks. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? This world is stupid and it makes no sense. And this is how most of us are feeling. So I was voicing it. Also, I went on about the Markles case. Only because all I can deal with and know is my own country's legal system and my own country's laws. So, as far as American standpoint, she broke the fucking law. She tried to play us. If she, if that letter was taken from her before she sent it in the mail and showed it to mad other fucking people, if she never showed it to mad other people and it got taken from her, in this country she would have a leg to stand on. Your first mistake was showing it to other people. It's no longer private. It's just like if you have an attorney and you in the room and you have someone else with you and you confess a murder, the attorney is going to tell you you need to let that other person out of the room. Because if you allow that person to stay in the room, there's no longer protected what you say in here. By bringing in a third party, there goes your covered ass. Okay? Lesson number 1 in the United States. And that bitch is American. She didn't grow up in Britain. You should know better. We all grew up with the same laws here. The fuck is your problem? You showed it to a bunch of people. There goes your right to privacy. I don't care if they work for the palace or if they're your best friend. You invited a third party, a fourth party, a fifth party. So it's not private anymore. Then you said, the minute you put that stamp on it in this country and you put it in the mailbox and the mailman takes it out of the mailbox and brings it to the mail center, it is no longer your property. It is the person that you addressed it to's property. And only that person that you addressed it to can open it and touch it, other than the mailman delivering it to their box. If Megan lived in this country and she decided to send that to her father and then was like, oh, what am I doing? And drove to his house and took that letter out of their mailbox, she would be committing a fucking crime because it's his property, not hers, even if she's the fucking author. Which again, she would have a leg to stand on if she didn't bring in a third party. By bringing in a third party in this country, you lose your confidentiality rights. I don't know how it is in Britain, but 101, first day of law school, that's what you learn. It must be nice to be privileged in the upper elite and make up your own rules. If she was never born here in America, I wouldn't be pissed. She's an American. I don't care if you were in another country. You should expect your own country's rules. Like if I lived there and I sent a letter and I brought in a third party, I wouldn't expect my privacy to be feel invaded, because I brought that third party in. I grew up in America. That's how it goes here. And first of all, I deal with women who are trying to get in the newspapers to speak about their cases and get attention to the fact that people are paying off judges for rape and sexual assault, and they want those stories to get out. And the news is like, pass, you're not a juicy enough story, you're not a celebrity, you don't have a woe is me enough to affect the masses. And in comes Meghan about a fucking letter she wrote, getting more attention than women who literally get their boobs cut off, shit rammed up their fucking bodies, get no voice. But this bitch gets the whole world about a letter she wrote. It's anger. It's makes me so angry because there are real victims in this country, and I've seen it. I've been one myself. For years, nobody would listen to me because I'm not a fucking celebrity. I'm not the upper elite. And if it was about something serious, like, I don't know, her home being invaded, they attempted to take her life, or if it was something serious, I would be applauding her. But this is petty, crybaby bullshit. While women who are truly fucking suffering, not only in my country, but their country as well, get no voice. But you made a change. Good for you. Fuck up out of here. I'm so sick of hearing her name. Like, go back. Go home to your fucking country because you irritate me. So many levels. Like, this whole year is shenanigans. I don't really have any beef about Harry. I just feel like he's lost in no direction. He's trying to fit in this country. I have more leeway, and that's not even being sexist because he follows her lead. Like, everything, it's like Meghan fucking wrote that shit for him. And he's like reading it on a piece of paper to make his wife happy. That's how we all feel. But to go talk to kids and make it about kids, and then all you could talk about was your African fucking trip, which is so... If you're a woman like me and you're fighting for people who are raped and assaulted, to even fucking go there on that with those women around you, surrounded, suffering and fucking agony, and you didn't even mention it, I lost all respect. Oh my God, shut up, is all I could think. Like, not that she doesn't have a reason to feel the type of way she does, but there's a time and a place. There's a fucking time and a place, and you're in a country where women are severely fucking hurt. And you want to cry about... I don't care if you were breastfeeding. That shit ain't right. You need to sit with the... Like, I can't even cry about my own issue. I can't even talk about my own issues in a room full of women trying to get someone arrested for rape. I don't talk about me. I don't talk about what fucking happened to me. It's not about me. It's what can I do for you? What can I do to help you? Celebrities need to fucking learn that. Shut the fuck up. I know you're trying to be relatable, but it's not helping their case. And you have limited fucking time while you're in that country to help them, and you did nothing. You stood there and you looked at a memorial. What the fuck change does that bring? But you're only considering and working on changes for yourself. It's not humanitarian. Like, yeah, the press does hound them. You knew what you were getting into. You knew what you were getting into. If you didn't have the fucking spine to deal with it, that's not anyone's problem but your own. I don't feel sorry for you. You have everything you could ever want. You will never go hungry. Your child will always have health care and always be protected. They have the best fucking educations, the best anything that child could ever need. You do not know what hard is. I don't want to hear you're crying. If I was in your shoes, I would have a big ass fucking smile on my face. I would feel so content and light and have not a worry in the world. Other than maybe someone might try to kill me today. I can totally get that. Feeling unsafe. I kind of agree with Harry on what he said about his mom. And I understand why he's mad at the press and what he's fighting for. I do not understand what Meghan is fighting for. What are you doing? You're not even helping your husband. Fight his fight. You're just making it all about you. I was breastfeeding. How many women in my fucking status have to go to work with a baby on their boob? They don't get a private fucking room. They don't get to cry about it. It's like, oh, the baby's out. Get back to work. Assembly line of women. We don't want to hear it, okay? Don't. You probably even have a nanny so that you can get some sleep. We can't afford a nanny. We don't get breaks. Shut up. Shut up. And not just her, but all celebrities crying about some bullshit in the middle of a pandemic. You are disgusting. And I thank all the people who are celebrities who are doing work, like Brad Pitt. Yeah, amazing. Thank you. I applaud you. Will and Kate. I don't have nothing bad to say about them. Thank you for not being dickholes. Also, the Queen continued to work through this, and she's mad old, no offense, like my grandma, and she's still putting herself out there. Good job. Like, take a page, would ya? And shut up. That's how I feel about that. But anyway, I don't like talking about them because they raise my blood pressure. I just find the whole thing so confusing. Like, how did somebody... I don't want to be too offensive because I do have a lot of respect for Harry, especially being a serviceman. I don't ever try to fucking tread on them, but I got some questions. I got some mother effing questions. Where did the person who fought over there and did all those years of great things, what the fuck? Is this a pod person? Is this like a fake Harry in this country? Because I don't get it. I don't get it. Where did his light go? He's like a little beacon of happy joy and light. And then, even in the beginning of his marriage, even like the first couple weeks, and then it all went down fucking hill. And there's only one thing that was different. I don't think it's all a woman's fault. I'm not going to say it's all Meghan's fault, but 93.5% is Meghan's fault. I stand by it. I can't help it. Harry made his own decisions. He made a lot of bad decisions. I feel like he was misled. It happens when people are good at sexy time stuff. He got played, and I feel bad. I know I have a smile on my face, but inside it's sad. It's just... Again, I'm trying to smile so my blood pressure doesn't raise. But it's just my opinion. They're always going to do what they're going to do. They don't got to listen to me. I'm not anyone special. I'm just speaking for the majority of my people and how we see you. If you want to raise your image, start caring more about real things and not yourselves. And everything will be gravy. Change the press in a real way and not just your way that affects you, and we will applaud you. Recognize other people suffering in your area and stop talking about 3 years ago, and we will applaud you. Anyway, I love you all. I have to get to my grandma's. Have a great Valentine's Day. Like I said, I was just clarifying my thoughts and feelings. I am okay. I'm not a crazy person, but I feel like I said, by voicing myself, there are other people out here that feel the same way, that maybe don't have the courage to speak up about these things. Maybe not as animated and as many swears as I do, but they're at least like, yeah, thank you for saying something. We're all little people, but you know what? One of us standing up and then all of us talking together makes one loud, badass voice. Start speaking up. Even if you don't agree with me and you want to rant, that's fine. I will listen to you. I'm not afraid of difference of opinion. There's certain people that can't tolerate it. My fucking spine is made of steel. I can deal with difference because I'm from America. That's the most diverse country in the world. And opinions range from cray-cray to meh on a daily basis. Maybe Harry should have married someone from the East Coast. Grow him a little bit tougher around here. See you all next time. Love and light. Bye.